What's up, you guys? It's Cody, and it's August. It's like 100 degrees outside. It's hotter than snot, but it's the evening time at least. And so I'm really excited to put out a video. I haven't put one out all summer. I've just been busy, and frankly, I'm not getting paid to do this. So what I'm going to show you today, I'm really excited about. I've been wanting to put this video together for a long time. Check it out. On here we've got the ever lovely Shotkam Gen 4 paired up against the Tactacam 6.0. I got them both on my shotgun, and we're going to do a little bit of a comparison video today. I'm fortunate to be able to do this. I own the Shotkam. My friend Eric owns the Tactacam 6.0. We're going to go through the differences between the two and ultimately which one I recommend. I'm hoping that the footage for this turns out really clean. As you guys can see here, my Shotkam is actually straight. This one's canted a little bit because I can't fit them both on the same barrel at the same time. So hopefully the footage that comes from this one looks as good as it comes from this one being straight. We're going to go through the different settings. I just want to point out just to start that the Tactacam has way more video settings, zoom settings, resolution settings, frames per second settings. And so basically what I've done today is I have set the Tactacam to the settings of the Shotkam so that we can compare it. So first off, we're going to shoot some clays and see what the footage looks like. Alright guys, I just ran into hiccup number one. The battery already died on the Tactacam, so I put a new battery in. See if we can get a shot of the clay this time. Alright guys, there is one more mode for the Shotkam. It's a 540p, 120 frames per second, 8x zoom. I cannot match that mode in the Tactacam, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show it on the Shotkam side. And frankly, I can't show it on the Tactacam because the Tactacam doesn't have a 540p. The lowest it goes is 720. We'll see how that looks with at least the Shotkam. Let's talk about the two cameras that we've got first and foremost. We've got this Shotkam Gen 4 and we've got the Tactacam 6.0. Let's talk about this Tactacam 6.0 to start. All right. First and foremost, I think we need to talk about is the price. The Tactacam 6.0 retails on their website at $299.99, but that doesn't mean that you can't find it cheaper on like Shields or Cabela's. I actually really like this camera, borrowing it from a buddy. I've really enjoyed it. Got a train going by. Let's talk about the good first, okay? So this Tactacam, it's pretty cool. It's got a front screen. It shows you where you're recording. You can flip through these settings here. It'll show you the different videos you've recorded, right? You can go into the regular settings. And then, whoops. And then you can also go into your preset video modes that you assign it from the app, okay? Super awesome. Makes it really convenient when you want to quickly watch through a video to make sure you got the shot. All right, so you hit the button once and it turns on. The second it turns on, it starts recording. It's about a 2-ish to 3-second delay from you pushing the power button to get it to record, which is really not too bad. The camera's light. I really like the shape and the feel of it. It just feels sturdy, which I think is a testament to Tactacam itself. Having the screen on the camera is really nice. There is a mode that you can turn off the light in the button so that that's not on while you're trying to hunt, which is also really great. The one thing that's really impressed me about the Tactacam is the app and the robustness of, is that a word, robustness? Of settings that come on this camera. I mean, you can adjust the resolution from 4K all the way down to 720, different frame per second for those modes. And then each mode, like I can choose 4K, 60 frames per second, and then I can choose how much zoom I want on this camera, which is pretty awesome. You cannot do that with the Shotkam. It has an external memory card. You just plug in an SD card that you bought. You're gonna need a high quality SD card. Typically they come with an SD card if you buy one, which is pretty cool. Another cool feature of the Tactacam is it is remote compatible. So if you were going to use this as, I don't know, like another action camera from a distance, you could turn it on with the remote and shoot from a different angle if you weren't going to attach it to your barrel. If we're looking at the mount itself, the mount is actually pretty nice. Goes in here, then you use an Allen wrench to secure that. You could do it anywhere. I don't know why you would, but I'm just hooking it onto the back here. It mounts really securely to the barrel via an Allen wrench, the same hex nuts, which is really nice. It's not a bad mount. I don't like that it's so large. Like when it's on the gun, it seems like it's just gigantic, and I feel like I'm more likely to get it caught on something, but it's like really sturdy. I mean, this mount does not feel cheap. It feels like it's a really well-made mount. One thing that I do love about the Tactacam is the bow mount. So my buddy is a big bow hunter, I'm not, but he is, and this is the bow mount. So you can mount this to your compound bow. It has a another hex screw here that's supposed to screw in basically where the balance is. That's probably not the right word. Like I said, I'm not a bow hunter. But then this bad boy, see that? It's spring loaded. You snap this into here, if I can do it, and it attaches to your bow, which is really, really cool. Really, really convenient mount for that Tactacam 6.0 for your bow. Now let's talk about a few of the downsides of the Tactacam 6.0. One of the downsides to this camera is the battery. The battery life on this bad boy is not amazing. It's only 2.5 hours per battery. The battery is removed here from the back. You twist this off, pop this out, battery pulls out. If you're gonna run this on a hunt, I'm typically out hunting till afternoon typically, but I'm out hunting like 6 hours, right? That means I'm gonna need 3+ batteries, especially if it's really cold. Those batteries are going to die a lot faster, and so that's a little bit of an added expense, something that you've got to keep an eye on with the Tactacam, because the last thing you want is to be out bird hunting, have a huge flock of geese coming in, but your battery is dead. It is waterproof up to 30 feet, which is super important. There's a couple of quirks with this camera. Even though you can record all these different modes, certain modes only let you record in slow motion, okay? So any FPS, frames per second, over 60 makes you do it in slow motion mode. You cannot just run it in regular video and get that shot. As you saw in the shooting video, because the Shotkam will actually run things in what they consider optimal speed, which is like 3/4 speed for all their footage, where in the Tactacam it's slow motion. The other thing with this is to get this camera to work, you either have to like have it on all the time, or every time a flock of birds is coming in, you've got to tap that camera. I don't love that personally. I can't tell you how many times I've had flocks come in that we're not expecting, or you have a widgeon that bombs into the decoys, or a wood duck that you just don't have time to just hit the button. Like even 2 seconds can be a little long sometimes. So I don't love that feature. I want to talk about the Shotkam Gen 4 real quick, and then we're going to go into which one I prefer and why I prefer it ultimately, okay? This is my Shotkam Gen 4. This sucker retails for $800. This is a really nice camera. The thing is just absolutely solid. I just leave the mount on. Seems to be the easiest way to hold it, and then I'm not taking it off all the time. The barrel mount is really nice. It's way more low profile than the Tactacam, and I really like that because there's not a lot for it to like catch on. It just seems like it is more seamless with the gun, which I appreciate. There is no screen on the Shotkam. It comes with a single button on the back. You push that button, it turns on. The light turns green, it's ready to record. One click and it's off. Click and hold, you get a blinking yellow and a red and green light. That means it's in Wi-Fi pairing mode. Now, this is one of the things that I kind of dislike. This camera is really nice, but you have to do everything through the app in Wi-Fi mode, okay? It runs fine on my phone. I'm running a Samsung Galaxy S22, so it does fine. Like, I'm not having issues with the software, but to change any settings at all, it has to be done on the app, where on the Tactacam you can do it right from the screen, and there's presets on there, which you cannot do with this. Compared to the Tactacam, the Shotkam has a built-in memory card, so it does not take an SD card. You cannot take the memory card out. Shotkam does this because they claim that they can get better writing, like faster write speeds with the data onto that memory card, and then you can take that video right off of the Shotkam and put it onto your phone, or you can plug into it via USB-C and upload it onto your computer. The other thing with this that I love is the battery. So the battery is built in. It is not removable. It has to be recharged in the unit. But this battery, I haven't tested it to see how long it lasts, but if you have it in the regular mode, so once the green light starts to flash, you know that it's in standby mode, okay? That means this thing is just on your gun waiting. The cool thing is, if you want to wake this up, say it's on your gun, you just tap it, bang, and it wakes up. Now it's recording. And then this has a really cool feature where it doesn't save the shot until you shoot, and it senses the recoil. Then a blue light comes on, letting you know that it's recording so many seconds before the recoil and so many seconds after the recoil. And then it goes back into standby mode. So I think this is the key feature to the Shotkam. So you can be laying in your layout blind or in the blind with your gun propped up. It'll be in standby mode. All you've got to do is smack the butt of your gun and it's basically recording, and then it's ready for that recoil. Super, super helpful versus the Tactacam, where you have to push that button to get it to record. This will stay in standby mode for something up to like 16 hours. Obviously, the more you shoot, the more you're gonna use up, but you're not gonna run out of battery in a single hunt, or at least you shouldn't, unless you are just shooting like crazy or you're out all day long. I don't like that it doesn't have as many settings and modes as the Tactacam. It just doesn't have the robustness, as we quoted before, in terms of the ability to change the settings. There's 6 settings and they're all set. So this camera only has the settings that you saw in those videos. Another huge plus to this is that the red dot is movable, which means you can calibrate where the red dot is. So before I started shooting, I attached my Shotkam and then I pointed my red dot onto a specific spot, and I made sure that the red dot coming from the camera was in the exact same spot that my red dot sight was at. And so when you go to shoot, your red dot in your video is going to be where you want it to be, okay? You cannot do that with the Tactacam. The Tactacam, you turn on the red dot sight, it's just in the middle of the screen. So as you can see with that one canted off to the side, it's not going to be accurate. But I don't know if it's going to be exactly where you want it to be, even if it's in the middle, if your gun is centered. Depending on where it's at on your barrel, your red dot might still be off. I really like that. There's actually 3 different reticle modes. There's multiple reticle modes for the Tactacam as well. There's a couple things to consider between these 2 cameras, right? Price is a huge part of this. It costs twice as much. Both are really well-built cameras. I didn't have any issues connecting to the Wi-Fi that they put out, changing the camera settings on the app, viewing the video, downloading the videos, nothing like that. That all works seamlessly. I like the way that Tactacam is making their cameras. I do. I'm actually really impressed. I kind of wish that I had one of these for myself, but I don't. So if we're setting up and we're comparing these 2 cameras, the Shotkam, ultimately, I think for me, is a better choice. And that's why I initially picked it. Having the standby mode where I can slap the butt of my gun and turn this sucker on, saving the recording that it's doing as soon as you start to fire, I mean, that is absolutely key to me. Like 15, 16-hour battery life is huge. Do I think it's $400 more huge? No. But unfortunately, that's the price that it is, and that's what I ended up paying, right? I went ahead and indulged, and I got this one because of those 2 features. I didn't want to have to worry about swapping out batteries, and I didn't want to have to hit the power button every single time to get my camera to start recording. I just slap it and shoot, and it films at the setting that you've set up. If you're on more of a budget and you aren't concerned about getting those shots and you have the 2 seconds to spare, or you're a bow hunter and you're gonna shoot big game with it, I think this is the way to go. It is significantly cheaper. Tactacam, if you ever see this video, which I doubt you do, but if you do see this video, you want this camera to be the best camera on the market, give it a standby and a shake awake mode. I could even do with the 2-hour batteries, but having that standby, shake awake, and record on recoil, I mean, that's what brings this camera above the Tactacam, honestly. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you appreciated me putting out this content and you would like to see more, please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be using my Shotkam this year. Man, I just really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you again. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.